Welcome. I'm Chris McKean.
And I'm Andy Kiner.
We're all about cross-country racing, and typically it starts with 10 seconds.
But not in Iowa. In Iowa, it starts with hands-on helmets.
Welcome. Short week. It's like we just wrapped up a podcast. Now we're turning around doing another one.
Trying to make up for the slacking before, huh?
Oh, yeah. Getting ready for a big final week here.
It's fun at the beginning of the year. You want to do all this stuff and add some stuff. And now we're sitting here trying to figure out how we're going to get it in.
I know. We're kind of a little late. Andy had some priorities. What time did you walk in the door? Like 6:52, I think I looked.
At the earliest.
6:52. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I apologize, but hey, it is what it is. We're trying to make the best of it. So yeah, we got when was our podcast? Thursday? Wednesday last week, right? Wednesday.
Yep.
Time flies when you got lots going on.
Yes, it does.
So we have one last shenanigan going on this weekend. Round 6 of 6, the Hog Heaven at Murray, Iowa.
I was just down there last night talking with the Moors, dropped a trailer off, and just such a cool place. I love it.
Yes, love the pond. And I believe our intro is shot at Murray, if you ever noticed that. Yeah. So let's start off, man. We make probably a quick podcast. Andy's a little tired. He's been working how many hours today? 14 or something, 15 hours today. About ready for bed.
I'm not usually one to go to bed early, but it might happen tonight.
So we'll start off with Friday. Friday at the track. What do we say? About dark time, there'll be trick-or-treating. So those that want to dress up as Andy are more than welcome to.
I wish I would have sent you those pictures from last year. I got the Georges. Here we are talking about the Georges already again, but
I mean, you are sucking up already. What are we, 3 minutes into this podcast?
No. That whole clan, though, their whole pit area, went together and did all those shenanigans with the fatheads, from all the crew.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep. They dressed up as all of us and got me down to the tee with the arm in a sling. So yeah.
I remember Joe Lutz with the holy pants and the Mountain Dew, and that was really cool. It's interesting. I just love this time of the year. The weather's perfect. You get all the kids dressing up. You get all the candy, and you know that they get to go stay somewhere else, so you can feed them up on candy. We might hand out energy drinks or something.
Oh.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Hand out Monsters.
Sure. Might have some adults participating.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be about dark time. Kind of fun event.
The way the pits are laid out down there too, it makes it nice because even though you're spread out, you're still close enough that everybody can go around and everything, but make sure you tell everybody to feel free to bring candy and turn your lights on at your campers if you want the trick-or-treaters coming by. We always have stuff at the up at the trailer, the registration trailer, and we always take some pictures up there, so make sure everybody comes up there. But Yeah, it's always a good time. It's fun seeing the kids do that stuff. So
Yes, we'll have to get some stories and see some pictures. For some reason, football's been Thursday nights, and just this week they're going to have a football game on Friday night. So I will be a little late to the party, but yeah, we'll attend Austin's football game first on Friday, and then we'll see about heading down that direction.
well, I don't think I'll be surprised if scoring's a little late.
Scoring will be set up Thursday. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm actually planning on taking the scoring trailer down Thursday, getting her all set up 2 days ahead of time. So because we have
Very
a
nice.
full pack day on Saturday. I mean, it's like we've already indicated, 7:45 is our start time for our 2024 Hockey Hole Shot Challenge. If you've not seen the bracket yet, it's been published out there. It's on the website under results, results and points. There's a link out there. You can print out the bracket. As always, Andy did indicate in the last podcast that the person closest to picking the perfect bracket will get $100 towards you call it a designated or preferred dealer.
Yep, one of our preferred dealers.
So $100, yeah, that's go quite a bit for maintenance over the winter time.
And remember, it don't cost anything to do that. It's just a fun thing for our people. So, last year we didn't get as many. I think we only got like 20 of them turned in or something, and it was kind of a last second. But even if you don't know everybody, just pick it just for the fun of it, man. Have fun with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll have I think I printed 50 or so pieces of paper for those who don't have access to a printer or whatever, but we'll bring some down. They'll be at registration on Friday.
I'll get mine filled out Friday.
Yep.
Just remember it. Also, if you're there on Friday, please fill them out on Friday. There's really not going to be much time at all to do it on Saturday, so, but they have to be handed to you, correct?
I have to have them in my hands before 7:45. So if you give them to
start the race,
somebody else, it does not matter. Well, I guess on Friday it would be Tracy or yourself, but if I don't have them in my hands by 7:45 Saturday, they don't count.
So just take them to registration then, and they'll put them in an envelope or folder or something.
Yep.
So, and then whoever wins it can just indicate to us, which of our preferred dealers they would like that gift card to, and I'll call and set up an account for them and get that done. So,
okay. So we start 7:45. We're going to do the first 3 rounds. So it's going to have to go quick. We know roughly, explain what it is. I think it's going to be same spot it was last year, Andy. So we got several new racers this year that are going to participate in it. Do you just kind of want to describe what it's like so they kind of have an idea going forward, what to expect?
Excuse me. So yeah, basically, I guess if you've never been there, this won't make sense, but we start on that side hill right by the lake, and the start and everything will all be set up, the banners, the flags, everything, race or class indicators, the rows will all be set up, and that won't interfere with anything. So each race, the kids races and stuff will all be able to get lined up, everything. And then right above that, above the starting line and like the the pits up above is where we do it. And then basically it's kind of a same thing. You'll drag race. We'll flip. I'm sorry. Let me just start from the beginning. We'll flip really quick, coin, and you get to choose whoever wins the coin toss between the 2 racers getting ready to go. Will get to choose then which lane they want. And then motors are, dead. Get up there, hold the 10-second board up, drop the board. They start them up. They take off. They go. It's about the length of the starting lines. You know what I mean? So all the That's what I have 5 yards in between each one, and there's 14 classes. So whatever that ends up to be, I'm not smart enough to do that right now, but that's about how far you've got. And then we have 2 bales that'll be set up there. And you'll go around the bale. Everybody will be making a left-hand corner. Well, we'll see how we get there, how it's laid out. But last year they all made a left-hand turn. And so you go down, you go around the bale, and you come back, and we'll set a doggone it, a banner up.
We'll set up a hot seat finish line.
Finish line, yep. And then whoever crosses that finish line first is the winner. So you move on to the next round, and then it's very important, Chris. The number one thing that this has to, I believe, like we can get this done and keep everything on time. The one thing that has to happen though is what?
Everybody has to be ready to go.
Yeah, you gotta be ready. You can't be up there talking. You're going to get left behind. You got to get lined up, get ready for the coin toss, pull straight up in there to take your position to get started, and we go through there. What do we figure out? That first round is how many races? Be 16 on the first round.
17 on the first one.
Oh, yeah, because we got the pigtail. That's what that's called. So you got 17. You got your one that
29
gets into
total.
the bracket. So we have 29 races.
Yep.
So we have 29 races, but each race should only take about 30 seconds. So It's very important that we roll through, and then if you move on, just come right back down and get set, because it won't be very long at all. So just be ready to go. Have your helmet on, everything. Come just like you're ready to race. So, and then we're going to do the pigtail first to get in, and then we do the first round. So Tomlinson, and who's the pigtail? Tomlinson.
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox. So you guys know right away you're the very first one. So be there, ready to go. That very first one, you guys are racing to get into the bracket, basically. And then I think it's Gary Eads they race, right?
Yes.
So they will race, and then they actually have a little bit of a benefit, I think, because they'll get a test, basically one. They'll go down, hit it, come back, and then they'll be racing Gary next. So they'll some people look at that pigtail as in like, man, this kind of stinks, but really it's, as long as you're ready to go, it's kind of a test pass that nobody else gets. So
yeah.
Then as soon as we get done, we'll crown the whole shot king. And then remember our last 2, once we get down to 2, that's the best 2 out of 3.
We also need to have a finisher for third. So third and fourth loser, or the losers out of the semifinal.
Okay.
Third and fourth have to go at it as well, because Tyrell Kerr, right? He's divvied up from the banquet last year. Said that he's going to come with $750 for the top 3 finishers. So your champion, I thought the breakdown was somewhere like 300, 250, and 100, if I remember right.
For some reason, I was thinking it was 350 to win.
Yeah, we'll get that breakdown.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get that. So
we'll get it from Tyrell. It's his money. Right. But yeah, so top 3 are going to walk away with money. And on top of that, everybody that is participating in the Hot Seat Hole Shot Challenge gets what from Hot Seat, Andy?
We'll have it that day. But
okay.
I'll just tell them, everybody that day will get a 5-gallon pail of the Hot Seat mix, their wash. And then we have some swag that's going to be handed out as well. So, and most people that will actually get delivered to them, to their house, so they don't have to carry it and stuff. But we will have a couple of them that day for pictures and stuff, and we'll make sure that a couple of them get handed out as well. So,
all right.
pretty cool Hotsy to come on board, and first time Hotsy's been with us. And I know I've got to buy a new power washer, just not been the year for it, but it's definitely going to be a Hotsy here pretty soon, I'm hoping.
Good. All right. So then first 3 rounds, let's just go in the next, I guess, event for the day. It starts at 8:30, and that's our youth race. So, man, we've got some close battle, I believe, in the youth races. The 90 stock 8 to 9-year-olds. Oh, let's see.
I think that you're saying one close race for the championship, though, right?
One, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was looking through there, and there's a ton of them that one class was like 5th through 8th or 5th through 9 was like 4 points difference between them.
That's the
so
next
there's a lot of battles, and all of those down to getting that top 10 for the banquet.
Yep. So 90 stock 8 to 9-year-olds. Hoyt Faulkner, 120 points. Drake Inquist, 120 points. Bregan Mathis, 120 points. So it's going to come down to this last race for this 3-way tie for top 3.
Wow.
Yep. And that was a new class. I'm glad that that decision was made. Split the 90 classes up based on age. I believe it was a good looking at everybody's age and even split. It's been a good benefit this year. Maybe we'll have enough to keep that going for next year as well. Something to look at.
You sure changed your mind, haven't you? I know when we first started talking about that, you were dead set against it, and I had to talk you into it. So,
I believe we were like, the disagreement was the age. It's like you got to find the common ground and kind of going back. And there was a lot of math and a lot of work behind it, but yeah, turned out good.
I think the other close split too.
Yeah,
been really close on numbers.
The other close one is the 7 production class. Hunter Rowe and Tucker Virtue are both tied at 131 points.
Wow.
Followed by Cade Tomlinson with 121. So yeah, it's good. Some good close battles.
Somebody's going to have to bring the popcorn. This is going to be a heck of a show this weekend.
Yeah, and it's our kids. It's not a couple adult classes that we'll kind of get to, but a lot of the kids got some close racing.
Yeah, it's very neat.
Okay, so after we have our youth race, we're going to go ahead and do awards. I think that's the plan. If we have to alter, we'll let everybody kind of know, but that's our game plan going into the weekend.
And same things, especially with the kids, Chris. Yep. Everybody needs to, but they've always done a pretty darn good job. This one's going to be so much more important to right after that awards or right after the race to get up to the awards so we can get them done quickly, so we can get back down there and get the show started for the fun stuff that we're doing in between the rounds. So
yeah,
very important to get up there. And as soon as I can get scoring to give me the results, then I'll get that done, So
yeah.
Sometimes that's quick. Sometimes.
Oh my. We're pretty quick printing. It's a lot of times it's just getting the all click. So 10 o'clock roughly, if not sooner. So that's after the youth race and all clear and awards are all done. We're going to gather back at the whole Hotsy hole shot, and we're going to do the final. Well, actually, we're going to start with the adult 90 hole shot. So those that are signing up Friday for the Hotsy, for the Jason Mickelson Century 21 Adult Mini Series 90 Hole Shot Challenge. We'll run them first. We're anticipating around 10 to 12, hopefully. And then we'll go and break into our final 2 rounds of the Hotsy Hole Shot Challenge.
It's interesting because I know at least 3 or 4 of the people in the 90 challenge are also in the Hotsy Hole Shot Challenge.
Yeah.
So that'll help getting everybody down there.
Yep. And then we'll start our mini races at 11 o'clock, kind of like normal time.
And, you'd mentioned anticipating 10, 12. remember, anybody can still enter that race,
Yep,
for the 90s. We'd like to see more participation and that growing if we're going to keep doing it. So would really like to see some more. And this is one that's not going to get you all sore for the race or anything. This is pretty simple deal. It's just about reaction time and shifting and that one big corner in there.
Yep, because even like we kind of skipped over it, but the adult 90 hole shot challenge, that's got some monetary value as well.
Correct. Yep.
So the winner of that mini series, which we briefly talked about, I believe Jordan Berg pretty much has it wrapped up for the season, but hey, never know.
Exactly. We won't see as much rubbing as we did last time, but it's still going to be interesting.
Yeah, and should be interesting. Hopefully we'll get some more. I did this week get a question about how or what steps needed to be taken to participate. So hopefully there's some interest in it, and we can get some people to participate because it's always fun.
It is. Yeah, I wish we could do it on like Friday night to make it easier getting it done, but it's just so much fun watching that last one down at the last race there at Weldon. That was a good show, and we had a good crowd watching that one.
Yes. Next year, hopefully we'll get to continue that. I hear that Brock is itching to get one. I don't know if he's talked to you, but him and I are scheming. We'll see.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
So then we got our championship round of the adults in.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
At 1:00.
1:00, and then 4:30 would be our start time for side-by-sides.
Very nice.
And then to cap everything off, sure I'll get corrected here, but between 6:30 and 7:00 dinner time. So there's been a potluck sign up going around. Normally it's chili based, chili or some normally a chili, right, or soup thing that everybody's kind of
chilies, soups, yeah, but
anything. Desserts. Yep.
So
I saw a post out there. I think Amy Cirque had one floating around, but she made a post on the website for people to sign up.
It's always good. Yeah, and even if you didn't get signed up for something, you can still just bring something and add in. There was it probably 5-6 years ago, and we used to do that. Man, we used to have a heck of a crowd and a heck of a bunch of food there. I think we used to do it on Friday night though.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right. Maybe not. Maybe it was after.
Yep. So that dinner is actually going to be in the building. So, what would that be? To the south of registration, right? Is the Moore's building, and we'll have that potluck inside the building.
Or we are doing it inside.
Per Mr. Moore, looks like it's in the building. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't read it.
I was going to say I hadn't heard that, but it don't surprise me. The Moores are always stepping up to do something, and they love this sport just as much as the racers do, and that's pretty cool for them to open that up. And because we've always done it outside, I believe, out there, kind of where the awards are and stuff. So that's cool though, getting dark faster and everything. And yeah, appreciate that, Eric. Thank you.
Yeah, we kind of skipped ahead here, but just to go back, even like some of the mini youth classes, there's really tied up battles out there. Bailey Kemper, let's throw her name out there, and Kendall Moeller. Those two girls have been battling all year long. Close race. It'll have to be decided here at round 6.
That's been a fun one to watch. Both of those girls, if you look back, 2 years ago and just look at just those two, for example, how they've advanced, and then you watch them at the beginning of the year to the end of the year. It's like all that with all the kids, though. It's like, man, you just sit back and like, wow, they've just
Yeah.
just like a football player getting used to the pads and, and playing and the plays. It's, God, these kids just get so fast and it's almost hard to sweep for them. They're getting so fast. You get in the way.
Yeah. We've had both of them on the podcast, up and coming women racers. So watch out, Ashley and and Shay and everyone else there, Peyton in that class. I mean, there's some up and coming, even the some of the women in junior class. I'm glad to see some women doing good out there, and excited to see the future.
If we can keep these girls in when they do get to that, man, we've got a big class coming up because, and I'll just say this, Chris, is maybe this explains because I get a lot of people ask me, like the GNCC, some other series, they have a women's class, a girls class, we've never had a girls class. We have a women's class once they get big, but we've never had a girls class down below. I've been asked that a couple times, many times actually. And my answer is I don't think we need it. And I know that can be an arguable, but when you look at those results, like you were just talking, those girls can race with anybody. We got the fast boys, we got the fast girls. Man, let them get out there and battle, instead of just defining, who they're going to race against, and I'm proud of the girls. And of course, we got a lot of guys out there too, but man, those girls, I'd take our girls and go take them anywhere in the country, I think, for those classes. And I think they could compete with any of them.
Yeah, very tight. Even adults are our double A is going to be decided this race. Our plus 30 is going to be decided this race. Dylan Howard, Kyle Burnham, both 1 point apiece. God, our women's class, second, third, fourth, within a couple points. So many battles. I mean, I don't know if it's just because we're, 6 rounds, whatever it is, it seems like it's more level playing field. Just great battles. And it's great to see that competitiveness where you don't have somebody kind of wrapped up by third, fourth round, they slack off. But it kind of keeps everybody accountable. So really looking forward to that this week.
And I don't think you could ask for a better track for a championship round for everything, for just to having fun, the pits to the, the extra stuff we're doing. But then when you get to these close battles, this is a track that there's plenty of passing places, I think it's going to be a really good weekend. I'm pretty excited for it. Speaking of the weekend, I want to welcome one of our new partners, I guess. Sundown Equipment in Bevington, Iowa, are going to be providing the skid for us. Our skid is still down, and they just came on board today, and can't thank them enough for bailing us out on this. So appreciate them coming on board.
Yes. Yeah, because skid is always needed, right? After the race, pretty much take several hours to go back and smooth out the track.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this one is because last year we went over pretty much every little trail that we could get the skid down. So it's had a whole year to set up. It should be, I would think, probably smoother than, I have to go back to when it was virgin ground to get as smooth as it should be now, but I mean, the weather could have affected it some, but yeah, it should be a darn good track. And then hopefully don't have any side-by-sides everybody can finish strong for the year and not have to be towed out of there, but we'll see. Thanks to Sundown Equipment, we'll be prepared for it though.
Yes. What other sponsors do we have kind of think? We kind of touched on Jason Mickelson's Intra 21 all year supporting the adult 90 mini series. We've also got Hotsy joining us, kind of showing what they've done all year long with the Hotsy Hole Shot Challenge. Got Ty Lube.
Sponsor. Ty Lube, and then our series title sponsor again is the best lifts on the market, Handy, right out of Soley, Iowa. So they haven't been able to be there this year yet. So sometimes that can got to keep mentioning that. We got all the flags and banners and stuff up, but it's nice when they're there, but they've been busy and they've got some new stuff out, and it's going well for them. So we're happy to see that. And then, of course, our race sponsor. It's been the race sponsor for the last race of the year for 4 or 5 years now, I think. But it's HVG, HVG trucking, HVG lawn care, the irrigation, the snow removal, lawn care. I think I said that, but yeah, they've been a big part of the series now for quite some time, and can't thank them enough. And it's always fun having fun with the trucks on the shirts. Kids like that, with all the pumpkins and stuff. So yeah.
So we got. Are you going to touch on the shirts?
Yeah, I'm just going to say that with the shirts, we have a special shirt for this race. Chris, I will 100% guaranteed this shirt will sell out fast. I don't think Trace ordered enough of them, to be honest with you. So, but the event shirt is pretty cool, and we'll explain more of it later, maybe on the lines and stuff. I don't want to give it away for this race. So, but yeah.
Yeah, so no preview. So in the first 5 rounds, we kind of give a preview of what the shirt looks like, or at least the back of the shirt. Kind of keeping that close to heart. This one, just want to make it special, so everybody will get to see it. If you show up Friday, you'll see it. But like Andy said, the shirt for this race isn't going to last very long. We are anticipating it's going to sell out quick. Yeah. So did she? I don't know if Tracy ordered hoodies or not, but I know we do have some shirts.
And then what's the shirts that you're gonna have there again?
I have here, let me grab one.
Seems like this is another scoring issue where he's leaving and not ready.
What was that?
Oh, I was just saying we sure appreciate everything you're doing, Chris.
Yeah, you were talking, I'm sure, getting your jab in for the day. So we, as always, kind of people like the breast cancer. We haven't had one last couple of years, but we're going to have one for this race. It's limited edition. I think I'm only bringing like 75. So we'll see how they do.
Very cool. I'll have to get one of them. So yeah. Oh, a couple other things too that I've had some messages and stuff on. I've been trying to kind of answer them as soon as they came in. If you don't hear from me when you first message me or something, don't be afraid to message me right back. I usually try to get to them just immediately. But we've had some questions about the banquet. We're working on it real hard to try getting a dates solidified right now with them. I can tell you, and I probably shouldn't say this, but right now, if I remember right from what Trace was saying, it's looking like January 18th, which was when I wasn't wanting it. But that's might be the best date. It's usually the second or third weekend in January. We even looked at maybe looking at December, but the problem, we get that question all the time too, is what about doing it in December? But man, December is so hard to miss all the the Christmas parties and stuff like for works and and stuff like that. So January seems to be, it's always
people
worked
travel.
really well. Yeah, except last year. That was a bad time. I know you picked the date last year, Chris, but ended up being a big snowstorm. But hey, it was pretty memorable though. It was the most intimate setting I've ever been to an awards banquet. 100%.
Yeah.
Candlelight,
Yeah, let's not repeat that again.
But so yeah,
I know. I was also trying to work on to release some of the schedule next year, but you're just not ready.
no, but I will tell you this:
Oh.
the goal is to be. If you look at our original schedule that's out there on the website, our goal is to be the same weekends as they were this year. So that might get everybody a little preview there. We just got to sew a couple things up. I don't think we're really that far away from being able to release it. So there's a slim chance it might be released, for sure this weekend. But I'm not holding my breath yet. So, but I think it will be out fairly soon. So, yeah.
And just take that with a grain of salt. The goal is to try to get as close as what our current schedule is. We still could alter from that once we work to what last through what couple tracks that we need to just to confirm.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I got one date. Not like Clay Whelan, goes and gets married on a race, uses that excuse not to be at the race. Brock is getting married this year, and he's like, Dad, I need to know the schedule because I'm not scheduling on a race, so hopefully Clay pays attention to that, so.
Yep. We'll see.
Oh, before I forget it too, last podcast we talked about the training and stuff that we did down at the 3 different schools and all the racers that came down there. We did get a call from them this week, very late notice. I'm sorry, it was last week. I think it was like Thursday maybe, that they were going to be an hour south of, so it's not just an Iowa thing. This is going all around the country. And they were going to be an hour south of Springfield, Missouri, in a place, Blue something. I can't remember not Blue Springs, but Blue Oct maybe, or something like that. But anyway, asking if any of our riders could do it. And just wasn't going to even ask for people to go that far. We've got some riders down there, but under the circumstance, we reached out to the AXC and talked to Jason down there, and they really came through for us. We sure appreciate them. They did it today. So they found out on Thursday, and it was actually on Monday. And I think it was like 500 and some kids went through it and had a really good one. So we want to definitely thank the AXC for stepping up at late notice. And I heard they provided a lot of racers and like a dozen racers and machines or something like that. So they did a really good job. So it was really cool to hear back some feedback from them. So, and then also one thing, we had so much training last week, we actually forgot about the series. Has thanks again to Dan Clean, has been asked about providing vehicles and drivers for the Veterans Ride up in Marshalltown at the Veterans Home. And Chris, you just want to mention, you were up there last year. I have unfortunately
I was up there in
failed
the
to be able to
spring.
go. Oh, it was the spring, yeah.
I was up there in the spring and helped with the Veterans Ride. So these are our just kind of what do we have? 20, 25 side-by-sides that we're going between all the buildings at on the property and giving all the residents a ride kind of through their park. And it was flooded at the time, so we couldn't go like into their down like in their creek area, but they were getting 20-25 minute rides, and people, they just loved it. Kind of got them out of their residence and give them a little bit of fun.
And Randy and Andrea took it down this time. Again, it was kind of a late notice for them too, and appreciate them stepping up. They took it up there to Marshalltown, and I remember Andy saying they did get to go down by the creek this time, so they had a little bit longer trail and everything, and kind of fun. So I don't think they had as many side-by-sides this time, but again, boy, it just sounds like the veterans, it's cool to be able to give back a little bit. And like you said, get out of out of the norm, for the day for them and get to do something a little different. And there's always big smiles on the pictures that I've seen. So definitely thank everybody that was a part of that. So
Big smiles, and you can hear a story or two from them for those that are willing to share. Yeah, touches your heartstrings.
yeah, so guys or gals coming in the gate this time. Randy and Andrea are kind of new this year. They just started about halfway through the season, but they're the ones that do the gates for us right now. So they always have their camper at the gate and doing the gate and stuff. So you come through, especially veterans, let them know how much we appreciate them guys taking their time on a Sunday and going helping that. Randy's a veteran, so it was pretty cool to have them. I know Andrea's dad was in the facility up there at Marshalltown, so it's special to her too. So it's pretty cool, but appreciate it. Just kind of neat, I guess, especially one reason I like mention this, obviously to say thanks, but you look at the series, and we have our races as our focus, but it's cool seeing the kids and the racers and, some of the adults and stuff getting out and going and doing. It's kind of a way for the series to kind of give back and the people. So it's always cool to see that. And we really appreciate, heck, I still smile when I see a truck go down the road and pass me. It's got the big IATV HSS sticker in it, I seen one the other day that was going down and I couldn't read it. And I got up close to it and it said scoring sucks. And I'm sure it wasn't ours, but it just made me think, I wonder if Chris made that sticker or something, But
you need some practice on your jabs.
Well, I think it was actually a deer. It had a picture of a deer, and it was something indicating like the score wasn't as high. But when I seen that, the scoring,
so if it was on the back of like a trailer, you said?
No, it was
back of a pickup.
Yeah.
So how were you able to see it?
I was in the bigger pickup, so I was looking down on it, Chris.
Oh. All right. What else we got going on?
Man, I don't think we have. Well, there's a lot, but I do have something. We mentioned it last race too, but don't forget about the suggestion box and the registration trailer. Make sure you write on there if you've had an experience this year with maybe somebody on the track, just that's really left a good feeling in you, that you kind of like to nominate somebody. Feel free to do that. Also for like sportsmen and stuff like that, we'll sit down at the end of the year and get the guys together, and we might even invite you, Chris, this year. And
thanks.
And get those figured out for the banquet, the special awards and stuff. But yeah, if you just kind of want to give everybody an opportunity, we don't see all this stuff, but it seems like every year there's always something that happens on the track, that's pretty cool with someone helping somebody, or, we see a lot of stuff out there and we don't get to see it all. So it's kind of nice to be informed in that. And if you want to send me a text with a little story, I'd appreciate that too. So.
Yep. And we'll start getting right after the races. We'll get the championship points all figured out. Hopefully, Monday, Tuesday next week, we'll have that all figured out for champions and see who qualifies for year-end awards. Just to recap, if you are in a side-by-sides, all races count. Right, Andy?
Correct.
For ATVs, one throwaway.
Correct.
With the exception of a few classes. Those are on the rules.
Correct.
Here's a good question. Thanks, Shay, for asking. Does not have to be on the track. If you have a good story or somebody that has reached out and done something good, bring it up. Um, I'll accept your nomination, and we can put it on the ballot.
Yeah, I know where that suggestion will go. We got a special box for that, Chris.
Oh, there's there was another question here. So earlier, Mark Hambley asked. So Mark asked if they could trail ride at the end of the year or after the side by sides.
This is a great question because I'm gonna answer this one right now as probably no on this one. Because the skid will be out there, we'll be working on the track. And just with the insurance and stuff, but we have tried to do this a couple different times throughout the years. We're trying to figure out a way that we can actually do this more often and maybe even do like a night ride on Saturday night, if people want to stick around. But it's just a way that we've got to make sure that our insurance, so I don't know if it'll be a thing where, you might end up having to be AMA, in order to do it. But it's a great question. I think it'd be a lot of fun to be able to do it. We just got to make sure that we do it in the right way. So, but I don't think this time we will not have one. So, unfortunately.
Yep.
Any other questions on there?
I didn't see any other questions. Andrew did say, hey, thanking you back.
Who's that?
Andrea.
Oh yeah. Yep. Seeing all the different places with food. I see Strables are bringing some smoked pulled pork. It'd be kind of neat. I see a picture of the Moors on the t-shirt. That's a great idea maybe for next year.
Yep.
Talking about all the tight battles and everything. Ooh, look there. Kendall Moller's 50 will be for sale after the Murray race. Opportunity to get one that's tied for the championship right now going into this last race. That would be a darn good machine that's been meticulously, taken care of. So that's the thing. If people are looking for machines, well, I've seen a couple Kimcos out there for sale right now. Gosh, those are just awesome machines. But right after this race, as people are moving up and everything, and just a great time to be looking for that. So, and the other thing is, Chris, I should mention, not really prepared to talk about it, but we've had some people ask about it. We're trying to set up a swap meet for next year. Someplace that we can do a swap meet. We talked about even doing it at the banquet, but I'm just not sure that we have the room with the, being cold outside and stuff. We used to do it for the county fairs. We'd go to a hotel. That's where they had the equipment, or not equipment, but it's like, it used to be right up here across from the airport Holiday Inn or whatever you call it. And like we were at the time going there for the ATV races. Remember, you used to do the short course races at the county fairs.
Yep.
So we would go there and talk to people about it, but like different singers or, monster trucks or, just different stuff that want to perform it, and put on shows. They would be there, and they always used to do this where they'd put their room number up, and then you could go to that room to talk to them about it, and the doors are always open and stuff, And I even thought about doing something like that where they could bring if it's clothing but boy, you put parts in there and I think we'll get stuff torn up, or they could just go to your room to look at different stuff. But I think we just need to find a shop somewhere, a building somewhere where we could do it and, have fun with it. In the years, I'd say either at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, people are getting new equipment and stuff, but we'll work on that too. I think it'd be a lot of fun to be able to do that. So,
And I've seen some other groups as well post like a swap meet or for garage sale posts. So maybe that's one of the things we can kind of do over the winter time. We'll just randomly throw up, hey, post what you got for sale, help everybody out, or post what you need and for that build for next year. And we can see if we can find that item for you.
I wonder how many people just kind of open thinking here, but I wonder how many people would be interested in doing it like in the springtime, maybe, or if we did it like, I know for go-karts we used to do it, sprint cars do it right now at like Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
They had the old skate park, I guess you call it, there down in turn 1. And then of course they've got the Dyer Hall. I wonder if something like that might work, but it'd just be that might even be better, when you don't have a race going on or something, just have a day where you could go to Knoxville and have an ATV and side-by-side swap meet, God knows they got plenty of room there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, outdoor-wise, Jason Krug had a good idea. Fort Dodge has got a huge amount of space. It's just, it's on a race weekend, it's hard just because if you do it Friday, not everybody comes on a Friday, but I guess if it's all weekend, there's a possibility.
Yeah.
Good suggestion.
Yeah, Fort Dodge would be a good one. The key is getting everybody to take what they brought back home. So, but a lot of gear, I think it'd be awesome. Obviously the parts, Gary Eads would have his own, he'd probably bring a semi in, with parts and stuff. But then you got all the kids, the kids, darn it, they grow so fast, especially those 4, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, where you buy them a new pair of boots and halfway through the season, they're outgrown, So
yep.
That's always been neat, is seeing everybody like selling their used stuff off cheap or handing them down, and to the beginners and stuff. And it's always neat to see. So, but yeah, it's something. More suggestions come in on that, we'll definitely listen. And maybe it's something we just try to have something. Maybe we do something away from a race, So we'll see. I think it's worth looking at.
Would be kind of just throwing an idea out there, but we all have the OHV parks here all over Iowa, so that'd be perfect ride/swap meet area if we can get that approved. I believe we could have a swap meet, open swap meet there, but one of the parks, something maybe to look into. Yeah. Fort Dodge has got the big park.
Yeah. Might be a good idea.
And then that's an opportunity for those, go out and ride instead of have a fun ride with our competitors versus, competitive race.
I wonder if we did swap meet, Chris. I wonder if we talked to Kelly if she would allow Sean to cook hot dogs for everybody.
Oh wait, here I just got a text message. Oh, she said yes.
Yes. I'm encouraged to do it now, knowing that could put it over the top right there. Maybe we could have some special stuff happen, like, well, I think it's really growing legs right now, Chris. The more we think about this, because the swap meet would be huge, I know Vanderpool boys, they've always got stuff, they're selling, off that from other bikes and everything. And you see a lot of people, of course, Gary Eads and stuff. But man, what if we did that? Like, we can invite maybe, who could we invite in to maybe like do a shaving of the beard? Happens like at 1 o'clock that day. Do something fun like that. I wonder who has a long beard that we could shave for a good cause. Maybe Kendall.
Oh yeah, look
Cruz.
look at all these preseason rides / swap me. I like this idea. I got a question out here. Joe Lutz, talk to me, or maybe I'll touch base with you. I'd like to have that one back by chance. That was kind of special,
yours, isn't it?
Yeah, a little special to the family. We'll talk. Quick question: are we going to do a podcast in the off season? Yes. Where the idea is just, it's kind of crazy right now. We're trying to just fit in a podcast when we can. Crazy kids in about every sport. So we're trying to let it calm down a little bit, and then we'll get back to what original thought was with podcasts. We'll have them more regular. We want more guests back on. Yeah, we have some spinoffs that we were thinking about doing. So there's lots of things that we're thinking and brainstorming. But yeah, we're going to continue the podcast in the off season. I think it's better for all of us to be more transparent, especially once we get closer to the banquet. Try to get the rules worked out if there are any rule changes, or anything else that you guys have ideas on.
I think that'd be so much nicer to get that stuff going before the banquet, so people know ahead of time. So
yeah,
that's the other thing that we started to talk about when we was talking about suggestions is if people have suggestions on rules, want to bring something up. We got the 4 guys for all the side-by-side racers know who that is. But bring them up, text me, bring suggestions up at the trailer, write it down, bring it up there if you want, or text me, whatever. And something we can talk about a little bit later, after the race or something. So,
yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, because there's feedback that we want. So we'll probably do another questionnaire out there again. It's helped us. I believe, some of the feedback is from me, like, hey, did our pre-registration process help out this year? Less paperwork for most of you. It's, just kind of those odds and ends questions, how we can continue making things easier for you, and in return makes it easier for us.
I know something that we will be working on, Chris, that would be really nice is I know we're looking at our podcast, doing some new stuff in there, with the video clips and stuff. If you have some cool video clips, especially the starts and stuff, let us know. But that'd probably have to be emailed, wouldn't it, to us?
Yep.
I'm guessing.
They can reach out to me. If you have any good, not even good, if you have some videos of the starts for all the races, we can kind of update our intro with the new stuff.
Yeah. Little clips like that would be nice. And then also I would like to have pictures from people. Like if you got a couple favorite pictures, we're going to try to do our deal for the banquet again this year, where we can project a little video thing put together, but we'll need that way in advance. So if different people have some photo shots or favorite shots, maybe of them, maybe of somebody else, I'm sure there's a bunch of Paul Cirque out there, I'm guessing. Well, remind me this weekend, if we don't have them, we'll get them this weekend. I'm sure they've got to be around of, Big Joe running around in his robe, in the evenings, stuff like that, some fun stuff away from the race, in the pits and everything. It'll be fun to have. So
I'll spare Simon came to me about Big Joe, but I'll spare. I'll spare him. I don't want to get beat up. Oh, well, speaking of pictures, man, I'm trying to find it here real quick. Miss Bogren took some awesome pictures, I believe, at the last race. The one where the four-wheeler coming out of the cornfield. Did you see that
Oh
one by
yeah.
chance?
Yes, that was very cool.
I mean, that very good photo.
Yeah, Brock actually came to me. I was standing by her at the last race, and he's like, you have to get the photographer down there, and turn around. There she was. We found her, and they got her taken down. He goes, this corn will be a great photo, and it was. She got some really, I think she might have been down there a little longer than she had planned. But they finally got her picked up and brought back up. But it was a lot of fun. So good pictures. We got some really good photographers doing some cool stuff. Appreciate all those memories they're creating.
So Jacob Benton's thrown out that he's got land a couple miles from Fort Dodge for a swap meet / ride.
Cool.
Look at this. Everybody's throwing each other in the bus now. Lou's saying, let's shave Joe.
Joe Nelson. We might have to get something figured out. Oh, shave Joe Lute's head. Oh, let's see what Joe Lute says about that. Yeah, we'll have to get some fun stuff going. I think we could make a day out of this, whether it be a ride or just a swap meet, just have fun, maybe have a dinner that night, or something. Just have fun with it.
It's a hit and miss. I would anticipate being a spring, and maybe that's something we do. Heck, I don't even know, like a winter. Everybody kind of gets bored in the winter time, but weather just depends on the weather.
If you remember, we were actually going to have it all planned and everything, going to have it up there at our race at Cedar Rapids. And then that's when that big storm came through. The drag show, and end up losing that track because it did so much damage up there. So,
yep.
Cool. Well, we got some good ideas. Keep those ideas coming, and we'll definitely look at them and get some stuff figured out. So, I do. A big thing I want to talk about. I'm not going to announce everything about it yet, but we definitely will be having a fundraiser at the silent auction at the banquet. And I was just down at where a lot of my dad's family's from is Leroy had a harvest festival, and I'm watching this auction going off. They did a great job. And you know what a lot of the stuff was just little stuff that people had brought, but a lot of baked goods like cinnamon rolls, pies. I've seen pies going for like $400 or $500. Couldn't believe it. But I'd like to challenge everybody on, if you got something, a baked good or something like that, just to add more to that fundraiser. But we'll be releasing more of that here in the next probably a couple weeks to a month, and what we're doing there and stuff. But would really like to challenge people, if you got a sponsor that might give something, hit them up if you would. It would be a helmet or anything. It might be a parts or something. But we're looking to really, really kind of set the bar this year for that one. So, but we'll release all that here coming up. But just let people start thinking about that. It's not really that far away. Seems like it, but it's not.
So what kind of baked good would you bring?
What baked goods would I bring? Pop-Tart. There's not much bacon in my. I don't think that would be a good idea for me. But I'll bet you we have some
Oh,
cooks out there, though. That's for sure.
yeah. Got my silent auction thing work in the works already. So I got a couple of things I'm gonna bring. So yeah.
Man, if we could get a basket together, of a George basket, cooked hot dogs and mustard and that salsa, a Fort Dodge package. I'll bet that would go. Or maybe like 2 cooked hot dogs at every race.
VIP experience brought to you by the
Oh,
Georges.
Chris, you are on to something. Of course, we'll have to okay this by Kelly, but
Approved.
I think we could be on to some VIP package. Maybe it's just a race, not every race, because let's face it, cooking those hot dogs is going to take a while. There's a lot putting them on the rollers and everything. So, yeah, we might have to. That would be a good thing, as a VIP experience to a series race.
Yeah, front row parking right by scoring. Look at that. Who wouldn't want to be next to scoring?
I'll tell you what, at the I don't know if a lot of people, well, there was. I think we counted like 30 or 40 people from the series made it over to that fundraiser for the medics at Fort Dodge this year.
Mm-hmm.
The night after the race, wasn't it? Or was it the night before?
Well, it was the regularly scheduled. We canceled. Remember, we had the postponement at
Right.
Fort Dodge, so it was Saturday night.
It was Saturday, okay.
Yep.
But,
So
I can't remember who the person was that gave it, but they gave that cooler away. And with the cooler, you got to Fort Dodge Graphics they would put any graphics you wanted on it. It was a handmade cooler. I think it was like a fabricator up there. A guy did it, and I bought it. It went for quite a bit of money. I don't want to say how much, but I got that and had it all done for my oldest son for Wartburg. Was first year coaching up there for the women's, and that came out really cool. But I think that's just something little like that most people might not understand and makes a big difference, in the fundraiser. So you never know what's going to be the hit that day. So it's been cool, though. There's been a lot of people provide stuff, and we've had some just really, really good times with that. So it's always fun. Perfect location to do it too,
Yeah.
As long as we can keep Amy Cirque, or not Amy, but Ricky Cirque calm. You get her bidding on something against you and you're in trouble.
All right.
I think that's all I got, Chris.
You don't have anything else you want to talk about? Remember, it's like, oh, one more thing. Oh.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Last one, man.
There was nothing else. Nope.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that trailer down this Thursday. And I know it's you and Kim both have football games and stuff with the kids, which is the most important thing, number one, but appreciate you, what you're going to be doing to get things ready there. So it's all coming together. The guys are ready to go and look forward to it. Seeing everybody this weekend and come ready to have some fun, not just at the race, but before and after. So
yeah, it should be a good night Saturday night. Kind of be nice to have an adult beverage with those that come to the we'll get together there, dinner on Saturday. So
yeah.
Okay.
I might
All
even
right,
take
buddy.
a Mountain Dew for Joe Lutz. That's his adult beverage.
It is. All right. Well,
Sounds
thanks
good.
everybody for sticking around. We'll get we got a couple more weeks of, I think actually for us, football goes until the end of the month. So once we can get back to our normal schedule, we'll get that posted out. We'll try to get more guests on. My only fear is I think wrestling starts right after football, and it might be on Thursdays as well. So we might have to switch it up and go to like a Wednesday night podcast. We'll see.
I'm ready for wrestling season. But the only problem with that is that means the end of racing season. Then wrestling starts up, wrestling ends, and we start right back with racing. So, but yeah, looking forward to some of the stuff going on this winter. So cool.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Chris.
All right, buddy. We'll sign off and we'll see everybody this weekend.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks for sticking around.